According to the United States Surgeon General, 50% of adults report feeling lonely. But you did the unfashionable thing. Turned the lock, flipped your phone face down, and walked outside with nothing in your ears. And here is what nobody expects. You did not feel lonely. You did not feel broken. You did not feel behind. Over the next 8 minutes, you will understand why what you do when no one is watching quietly predicts higher intelligence, and how to use that without burning yourself out. If this lands for you, drop your shoulders, unclench your jaw, breathe once, and stay right here. I am speaking to you, not to a crowd. Quick rehook. What if the room with no audience is exactly where your best ideas learn to stand up? And what if the same room can start running your life if you let it? Hold that. You were not always like this. There was a time you were the spark in 3 places at once. In class, you went first with an answer. On your team, you filled every pause with hype. In the group chat, you fired the first meme. Then you noticed something weirdly calming. When the volume dropped, your brain stopped sprinting and started landing clean hits. In quiet, details separated. In quiet, you made calls other people did not even see on the board. That tiny click was relief. Oh, this is where I actually think. One lens to name it. Psychologist John Cacioppo studied something called need for cognition. Translation to everyday life. Some people enjoy heavy thinking the way some people enjoy a workout. It is not superiority. It is a preference for mental weight that drains most people. If that is you, your dark room is not escape. It is your training space. Open loop. But every tool has an edge. The same habits that make you sharp can also cut you. So what are the real signals that show up in the quiet? And what do they cost you if you misuse them? Think of the dark room again. No windows. A blank sheet sitting in a tray while the picture slowly appears. Here are 5 signals that show up when the noise is gone. Minus, you enter a meeting and do not announce yourself. You scan the faces, the shoulders, the side glances. Who carries weight without speaking? Who is overcompensating? Who is already checked out? You tell yourself you are awkward, but actually you are mapping the terrain before you move. The price. People who equate volume with value may label you passive, and you may watch someone else collect applause for a plan you quietly set up. You walk without a soundtrack. Phone stays in your pocket. No podcast. You notice your breath on the cold air and the rhythm of your feet on the curb. Thoughts arrive uninvited and you let them pass. You tell yourself it is unproductive, but actually you are building tolerance for raw, unfiltered thought. The price, boredom stings, and if you are not careful, guilt sneaks in for not stuffing every second with input. Stop. Before we go further, put both feet flat on the floor or touch the edge of your desk. Feel one solid point. You do not need permission to be like this, but you do need handles. So these strengths do not start driving you. Minus you rehearse alone. You talk to yourself in the kitchen. You dry run a tough conversation in the mirror. You draft replies you never send. You tell yourself it is weird, but actually it is metacognition. Minus coaching yourself, tightening your aim. The price. If you never leave rehearsal, you drift into analysis loops and miss the window to act. You vanish to reset. No announcement. You mute a thread. You step back from a group dinner. You spend an afternoon with your notebook. You tell yourself you are flaky, but actually you are regulating how much signal hits you so you can hear your own. The price. You will miss invitations, and people who do not understand will invent stories about you. Minus, you question your own beliefs.
Night is quiet.
You
Perfect
hold
for
one of your
thinking.
takes up to the light and ask,
Now,
what would change
back
my
to the
mind?
numbers.
You test something you said last month and update it. You tell yourself it makes you inconsistent, but actually it makes you adaptive and harder to fool. The price, identity discomfort and friction with people who want you to stay exactly the same. Let that land for a second. Which one felt like home? Which one are you overusing so hard it is tripping you when the lights come on? Because the line where these become harm is thinner than you think. Here is where it gets complicated. The dark room can be a studio, or it can be a bunker. If you stay too long, 3 nasty things grow. Your ideas stop getting daylight tests. your social calibration drifts, and your mind starts feeding on the same loop. Let me give you one line worth remembering. Isolation is escape. Solitude is practice. Escape looks like this. You avoid feedback because it might bruise the picture you love in your head. You ruminate instead of reflect. You polish instead of publish. You treat people as distractions instead of as calibration. Practice looks like this. You create in quiet, then you bring the work into the light to be measured, adjusted, and made real. This is not only for people who crave silence. It is for anyone who wants a mind that updates faster than trends, who wants to build before they perform, who wants clarity while the room is loud. So how do you keep the studio and avoid the bunker when life gets messy? You are not antisocial. You are not a snob. You are someone who uses the dark room to develop the truth, then carries it into daylight where it can work. If you want proof beyond vibes, look at the Dunedin study, a decades-long project that followed about 1,000 people from childhood into midlife. One of its strongest patterns, early self-control, predicted health, money, and stable relationships years later. Translation for us: the skill of delaying the quick hit, tolerating boredom, and choosing steady effort over noise compounds into a life that holds. So choose what you already chose. Keep the walks with empty ears. Keep the quiet scan before you speak. Keep the private rehearsal, but set a send-by date. Keep the strategic reset, but tell one trusted person so you do not disappear by accident. Keep challenging your beliefs on purpose. And yes, build in secret until it is solid. Then show the results so reality can sharpen it. Make quiet your engine, not your cage. Keep the room. Ship the photo. If this gave you language for what you already do, press the button below whose name I will not even say. What is one quiet habit you thought was a flaw, but now you see as a tool? Drop it in the comments so someone who needs this can find it.